What's up, party people? My name is Daryl Wilson, and today in this video, I'll be giving you guys a walkthrough of the Rankmath Pro plugin. Now, I recently had a video on the Rankmath free plugin, and a lot of users were asking me to create a video on the Pro version. So today in this video, I'll give you a complete walkthrough of all of the Pro features, from the analytics to schema markup, all the way to the WooCommerce products. So we will cover everything in the Rankmath Pro plugin. Now, if you guys do want to purchase Rankmath Pro, we do have a link in the description of this video. If you guys do decide to use our link, it does help us to continue to make these tutorials for you guys for free. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the Rankmath Pro settings. All right, so in this video, I'll be covering a majority of the Rankmath Pro SEO options. So I'll go through all of the Pro options for the Rankmath Pro, and then we'll go through each module and we'll go through the settings. We'll also be talking about local SEO. So for example, on the left side, you can see how we have this, this local SEO of Caesar's Palace. And here we have the reviews, the address, the phone number. So we'll talk all about local SEO in this video. Then we'll go ahead and jump into the advanced image SEO. So for example, have you guys ever been to Google Images and noticed how some of these images are actually from websites? This is all done with image SEO. So we'll go ahead and touch base on image SEO. And also we'll talk about schema markup. Now, if you're not familiar with schema markup, it's essentially rich snippets in the search results. So for example, you see here, I have this review on the Essentials WordPress theme, and Google put it as a featured snippet. So you'll see how this has this text, how it has this divider, and it has an image. So it just looks a lot nicer and cleaner than the other searches. Also, here's another example. You guys can see I wrote an article about another WordPress theme, and this is also an example of a rich snippet. So with Rankmath Pro, you can get your content structured like this on the Google search. Then also we'll be talking about the WooCommerce product SEO. So in the Rankmath Pro version, there is options to have your products listed as a rich snippet. So for example, you can see we have the ratings, the price, and also the availability. So you can incorporate rich snippets for your WooCommerce products with the Rankmath Pro plugin. Also, you do get a really nice analytics and dashboard. Now you can integrate your Google Search Console and also your analytics. From here, you can see how many times people saw your website. You can see your traffic, how many keywords are being tracked on your site, and the average position. You'll also notice here how you have top winning keywords and top losing keywords. So let's say, for example, you're trying to rank for a specific keyword. You'll get notified by Rankmath saying, hey, your keyword is moving up in the search ranks. And then also you'll be notified if you are losing ranks in the search engine. So you might want to update your content or work on it to kind of improve those rankings. And then you'll also get keyword positions, just a little bit more analytics about your posts and your keyword. So next, let's explain the pricing options with Rankmath Pro. You guys can get to this page. There is a link in the description of this video. Now there is 3 different pricing options, and there is some confusion with some users about these pricing options. Now there's 3 plans, right? The Pro, the Business, and the Agency. The Pro plan is more for small individuals, so you can install this on as many websites as you own. So for example, if you own 10 websites, you can put this on 10 websites. However, if you're a business like an SEO company, you'd want to go with the business plan, because with this, you can install it on up to 100 websites. And then the agency, you can install the Rankmath Pro on up to 500 client websites. Now, the big difference here is if you want to track specific keywords. So you'll notice on the Pro plan how you can track up to 500 keywords, the business is 10,000, and the agency is 50,000. Now, what does that mean, keyword tracking? Well, if you go to Rankmath Pro, this is the business account I have, you can actually add your keywords in here. So for example, if you wanna see if you're ranking for something, you can type in like, I wanna rank for how to make, an e-commerce website. Spelled that wrong there. And then click on save. From here, Rankmath will actually pull up analytics and tell you how those keywords are ranking in the search engine. So for example, over here under keywords, I'm not really ranking for anymore, because this is a demo website, but you'll see here how we're ranking for a specific keyword where it's telling us our position, our impressions, and our clicks. So once you add enough information, the information will start to propagate right here. So that's how you guys can track the keywords. So you'll go ahead and purchase a plan that works best for you. One thing to also notice is that the Pro plan does not give you white label reports. So if you are working for clients and you want to send them white label reports or some sort of email reports about the statistics and analytics about the SEO, that will require the business plan or better. All right, so go ahead and purchase a plan that works best for you. Once you guys purchase the actual plan, you guys will then go to your Rankmath dashboard. So here I have the Rankmath business, and you'll see that you can go ahead and download this. So just go ahead and click on download. All right, and now we'll go back to our website and we're going to upload the Rankmath Pro plugin. So from here, we'll scroll down. Notice also you do get impressions and more information just in this little overview, which is pretty cool. But just go to plugins and add new. Now you will need to have the free version of Rankmath and also the pro version. So the pro version will need to have the free version installed already, and then you can go ahead and upload the pro version as well. So you'll go ahead and upload the pro version onto your WordPress website. So once you select Rankmath Pro, you'll then click on Install Now. All right, and once you guys install Rankmath Pro, it'll tell you to connect your account. Just go through the process of connecting your account, and then I'll meet you back on your Rankmath SEO dashboard. Now, the first thing that you guys will have to do is go to your setup wizard, and you need to make sure that the advanced tab is selected. I did get a lot of users who said, hey man, I can't see those options, and it's because you need to have the advanced option selected and then go to start wizard. Now here, you'll just go ahead and put in some basic information about your website. Now, if you have used the free version, you've probably already seen this screen. So I'm not really gonna go through all the options here because I really wanna focus more on the pro aspect of this plugin. Next is your sitemap option. So just make sure you have your sitemaps enabled. And also you wanna select the post types that you currently want indexed by Google. So for example, you'd want your pages, your post, and right here you can see I took out landing pages because obviously this is from Elementor and I do not want that indexed. However, my properties and my agents, I do want that indexed. This is a real estate website, so I do have some custom post types that you may not have. So that's just, that's just because I'm running different custom post types. Here you have like a news sitemap and also video sitemap. We will access this on the other dashboard, so don't worry about that, but these are new features that you do get with Rankmath Pro. So over here, I'll click on Save and Continue. Here you have some other optimization options like tag archives. Most people have this set to no index because this will actually prevent duplicate content, and duplicate content can get you penalized. So a lot of people don't even want to take the risk, so they just have it disabled. I also have this one off as well because I don't want every link to be no follow. If I do want some to be no follow, I'll just add it in there, but I'm going to leave that off. And then here I have this on, which means if they click on something, it will then take them to a new page and not close the window. So it'll open external links in a new tab. And then I'll click on Save and Close. All right, so I think right now we're ready to go ahead and check out some of the Rankmath Pro options. That's just a quick setup wizard that I just kind of go through just to make sure we're on the same page. So right here, I'll click on Setup Advanced Options. Next, we have the Role Manager. This will allow you to create users on your website and give them the option adjust your titles and metas, adjust your role manager. They can go ahead and view all this data. So here you have the administrator with this privileges. Then you also have the editor. So the editor can go ahead and adjust things like the title and the meta, the general settings, and the 404. This is great if you have a large website and you do have a large amount of staff and you want them to be able to optimize parts of your website, but yet without giving them full access to the sites. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go down here. These are custom post types, agent, buyer, because I'm running a real estate website, but I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down here. I have quite a bit of roles, and I'm gonna go to Save and Continue. Next, we have the 404 monitor and also redirections. Now, we will talk about this more when we actually access the settings for this, but we can turn them on right now and then go to Save and Continue. Next, we have Schema Markup. Now, Schema Markup in a nutshell will help your website have featured snippets in the Google search results. So make sure to turn this on. Now, let me go ahead and give you guys an example of some featured snippets and also just some rich search results. So for example, I typed in this theme review and you'll notice right here, this is my blog and this is an example of a featured snippet. So it displays the text, and it's featured. So it's on top, it has this little line that kind of like distinguishes it from the other ones. And then if we scroll down right here, you'll see that there's other search results. Now, these are all on the first page of Google, which is really nice, but Google felt that this information was relevant and we added enough info. So as a result, we were featured as a, a featured snippet. Also right here, this is another example. You'll see that I looked for like the best WooCommerce plugins, and then this website with beginner showed up. So it just displays a lot of the information in a more structured format because Google felt that this information was more relevant and it had a lot of rich information. So it displayed it in this specific format. Now, will Rankmath Pro guarantee you these results? No. So remember, Rankmath Pro can only influence the Google search results. It cannot force Google to display the information in this specific structure. But still, having that influence on your websites, it's actually good to have. So make sure to turn this on. Now here you have the schema type for posts, and you have a few different options. So just depending on what you are talking about, like if you're a service, if you're a recipe or whatever, you'll go ahead and select the post type that best fits your website. Now here you have the article type. You have article, blog post, and news article. Now this is again where users get confused. So a blog post is more of a personal blog post talking about like your experiences or talking about something that you went through. That's an example of a blog post. An article is something more detailed. In general, blog posts are usually around less than, I want to say 2,000 words. Articles can be anywhere between 2,000 to 10,000 words. So just depending on what you're writing, you'd want to select that format. Also, the news article, if you are a news website, you might want to select news article. And I believe this actually helps for like breaking events. But again, I'm not sure too much, guys, because I have never built or ran a news article website. But for article, I'm going to select article type. Here you have schema types for pages. I'm going to select none for this one. And also we have these for your custom post types as well. So next I have rich snippets for my custom post types. And depending on what you're offering, these will be necessary. So for example, schema types for properties that I'm listing. Now for properties that I'm listing, I might want to list this as something like of a service because I am offering to sell this specific product. And I wouldn't say properties is a product because people cannot purchase it on my websites. Here you have schema types for agencies. I don't want to list that. And also for my agents, I don't want to list them either, but I do want to offer a schema markup for my real estate. So that's an example of schema markups for specific custom post types. Now let's click on Save and Continue. All right, so now we're going to go through each of these modules and I'll explain to you what they do and how you can better optimize your site. Now, I'm only gonna go through the Pro option, guys, so I'm not gonna go through these other ones, but let's just go with the 404 monitor. Let's just go ahead and just give you a quick introduction of what this does. So a 404 monitor will show you how many times people are getting a 404 on your website. Now, let's say, for example, people are going to a broken page. This will help notify you saying, hey, people are going to this broken page. Do you want to go ahead and do you want to reroute them? So overall, the 404 monitor, it just lets you know about specific 404 errors that users might get on your website. So make sure to turn that on. Next, we have the analytics. Let's click on settings. Now the analytics section allows you to connect Google Search Console onto your website and also your analytics. However, this is available in the free version, but the Search Console, this is a pro feature. So I want to go ahead and reconnect this. All right, cool. Now the next thing Rankmath wants to do is that it wants to connect to our Gmail account that has the property within the Google Search Console. Now, before you guys select an account, you guys will need to have a property type in your Google Search Console. If you guys do not know how to do this, you guys can watch my free video on how to add a property. But once you guys add a property in your Google Search Console, you can then connect it to your websites. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my account. And you want to make sure that you give Rankmath the access to your account here. Once you select those options, you'll then click on Continue. And then we'll scroll down. You can also select your analytics account. I do have a video in my free version how to set that up. And also you can connect it with AdSense as well. And I'll scroll down to the bottom. Here you have Monitor SEO Performance. This will allow you to monitor all the information from your dashboard. So make sure you have that checked. And then if you want email reports, every 30 days, you can have that checked as well. And then for your reports, you can add in your report logo. So this is good for clients. If you want to, add a logo or something to give it to your clients, you can add your report logo here. Now these are options to show in the reports like a summary, the top losing keywords and stuff like that. So this is what you would want to give to your clients if you're some sort of SEO company. And we'll scroll to the bottom and click on Save Changes. All right, so we went through the 404 monitor and also the analytics. Now I'm gonna skip the BBPress, guys, just because a lot of people don't even use it. And it's like, just use BuddyBoss. BuddyBoss is a much better alternative than BBPress. Here you have image SEO. Let's go ahead and turn that on and click on settings. So next we have images, and I'm gonna do my best to explain all of these in detail. These are actually pretty important, and most users don't know that, but the first thing is adding missing alt attributes. Let's say, for example, you have an image here and you don't have any alternative text. Rankmath will actually create it automatically based off of file name, current month, or whatever, so they have file name by default. And this is actually pretty important because alternative text, it does help your site get ranked in the search results a little bit better. For example, here you'll see that I have this image, and this was searched based off of the alternative text. So just because I entered in some text, it displayed in the Google search results for the image section. So yeah, alternative text is pretty important. However, I recommend to always manually enter it in yourself, but if you ever forget, Rankmath will back you up and add it in for you. This will add in the missing title. So if you don't have a title, it will, it will add a title based off of title. And then you can always adjust this to title or the name of the page or the name of the post. But by default, it has just I would leave it as just the title, right? So, I mean, it's up to you. I would always name the titles or name the information myself manually, but that's just what those options are referring to. Here you can see missing description caption, missing image description, and then you can do the same for the other options here for the images. So that's just an option for Rankmath Pro in case you forget to add in alternative text or even a title to your images. All right, let's go back to our dashboard and let's keep working here. Let's keep knocking these down one by one. So we went through the image SEO. Now we have local SEO and knowledge graph. Let's go ahead and turn this on and go to settings. All right, so this is the local SEO. Now first, are you a business or you are a person, right? Well, I'm gonna select organization. What is the name of your company? Now just remember that this is an example of what might display. So here we have Caesar's Palace, right? Here you have Caesar's Palace, you have the address, the phone number, and reviews. So going back to our websites, I'm gonna put, this is Daryl Estate. And then this would be the image of your specific business, right? So Caesar's Palace, they put these images of the casino and stuff like that. So you might want to put an image that best represents your business. You'll put a URL. Now, if you have multiple locations, you'd want to turn that on and select multiple locations. Here you'll enter in the address, and then you have the address format. So we have the address, locality, the region, and the postal code. You can also do country as well. If you're a large international business, by hitting the bracket sign. I think this is it's the bracket, but you have to hold shift, okay? But that's just, if you are a large global business. But this right here is enough information for Google, in my opinion. Next, we have business type. Now, business type is important because this will actually narrow your business down for Google and really tell them what your business is about. And this is important because if someone looks for a specific topic in a specific region, your business may show up depending on what you put here. So business type is actually, it's pretty important. Now, I'm a real estate business. All right, so for business type, I put real estate agent. So because I'm a real estate broker, so I put real estate agents, and this will help users, when they look for properties that my information may display. Here we have opening hours, and you want to make sure that you add something here. So if you're not available, just say we're not available on the weekends. However, Monday through Friday, I want to display a specific time. So for the opening hours, just make sure that you guys put as much information as possible. Remember, the more information, the better. And then here we have a customer service phone number. So I'll just put in, some number here, right? Next, we have price range. Now, price range ranges from $1 to $5. That means $1 sign to $5 signs. And this will appear in the search results. For example, you can see we have these hotels, right? For price range, we can see that this cost, it's pretty cheap, right? So that's how Google interprets price. So let's say, we're a little expensive, not too much, but we're about 2 out of 5, right? Here we have Google Maps API. Now, I'm not going to go through Google Maps, but if you guys do want to embed it, so you guys can add your Google Maps API right here. The next option is geo coordinates. Now, you can enter your latitude and longitude information here by going to the Google Maps. So, for example, I just typed in, Casino Barcelona. I don't know, just whatever. So, let's say, for example, I need the information on this place. I will right click on here. This is my latitude and longitude information. So I can just go ahead and copy that, and then I'll paste it in there. So just depending on where you are, you can enter that. And again, this does help Google get more information about where you are located. For your About Us page, you'd want to select your About Us page, right, for your website, and also your contact page. Make sure you enter this because when people look for a contact search on your website, it's a chance that this will display in a rich format in the Google search results. So that's pretty much local SEO in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and click on Save Changes now. All right, so we went through local SEO. Now let's talk about news sitemap. Now, if you are a news sitemap, this might actually help because sometimes there's breaking news, right? So let's click on settings for the news sitemap. Now at the top right here, this is your news sitemap. So go ahead and copy this. And what you're going to do is you're going to paste this in your Google Search Console. So for your Google Search Console, you do want to add a sitemap. On the left side, we have sitemaps. And I want to paste that sitemap there, except I just want to add the news sitemap. And then I'll click on submit. And then also you'd want to tell Google which pages or what you want, indexed for your news articles. Let's say, for example, your agency's page was for your news articles. You'd want to select the page that represents the news articles. Okay. So next you have the Google News publication name. Just go ahead and put in the name of your publication and make sure it's identical or else it may not work or it may not be properly indexed. And then whatever page or post is displaying your news, you'd want to select that there and then click on Save Changes. Now let's go back and check out redirections. So redirections is actually pretty helpful. So if users do get broken links and they don't know where to go, you can have Rankmath Pro redirect them to specific parts of the website. For example, here we have a redirect to homepage. So let's say, for example, I type in a wrong URL on my website, we can redirect them to the homepage. However, you can also have a custom URL. So for example, let's say that someone's on my website and I want them to go to this page by default if they enter the wrong URL. Let's go ahead and test it out here. So I'm going to paste that. Now, is this a permanent move or temporary? I'll just say this is temporary for now. And then I'm going to click on Save Changes. So now I'm back on my real estate website and I'm going to enter a wrong URL. So I'm going to enter dash, like this and press enter. And if users do this, it will automatically redirect them to pages where they can, navigate your website easier. So that's pretty much redirection. It's pretty simple, right? You just want to make sure that they get redirected on your site and don't get navigated because then they might leave and then you might lose a visitor. Next, we have schema structured data. Go ahead and turn this on. And once you turn it on, let's go to settings. All right, so next we have the schema markup for your post. Now I'll go and explain what these options are, and I'll give you some examples and then give you my personal recommendation on schema markup. Here we have the title of the article, a separator, right? And then the name of the website. So let's go to Google here and just give you an example. For example, the Google supports, when I typed in how to use Google Ads, they have the name of the article, a separator, and then the name of the website. Other users like Neil Patel, they have just decided to put just the entire name of the article. And that's what I currently recommend. I think just having the title of the article only is better because I don't really want to add my website here. WordStream, however, has had a different approach. They put the name of the article, a separator, and then the name of the websites. So they actually use that format. However, I think the title is enough. Once you display your title in the search engine, I think that's enough information. Next, we have the single post description. Now, this is where you're going to enter your excerpt. Now, I always recommend to add in your own excerpt for every article. However, if you do not enter any information at all and you forget, Rankmath Pro will actually enter some excerpt information for your article. This is excerpt. So what the plugin will do is that it'll just get enough information about your article and it will go ahead and display it in the search results just based off of how you wrote your article. So that's excerpt. Here we have schema type, and I want to select the article. However, if you are a book or if you are one of these options that apply to you, you would want to go ahead and select that. But for blog posts in general, you want to select article. But just remember, if you are in one of these categories, you'd want to select a category that best fits your blog post. Like, for example, if you are talking about a recipe or a restaurant or a specific service or a software application, you would want to go ahead and add that for your schema type. So just remember to enter as much information as possible so you may get featured as a featured snippet in the Google search results. And then below that, we want to leave this as an SEO title to let them know that this is our title for our headline. And then also we'd want to put SEO description here, just letting them know that this is the SEO description for this specific article. And then below that, we do have the article type. So just make sure that if this is an article, you'd want to select article. But if this is a personal post, that would be a blog post. And if this is a news website, you would then select a news article. Here you have auto detect video, and this is important because you could get indexed by Google for having a video on your blog post. So for example, here I typed in how to make an e-commerce website with Elementor. Now my YouTube video shows up as number 1. However, the video from Elementor from their blog shows up second. So this is from an article. So that's an example of why you'd want to turn on the auto detect video, because then there might be a chance where you might pop up in the video search. You want to make sure that this is indexed. That will actually tell Google to index this page. Make sure that is checked. And then at the bottom, we can have a play icon. We can have a GIF icon, or you can just turn off a watermark on your blog post. So that's pretty much it for the blog post for the schema markup. Let's go ahead and click on Save Changes. Now I do want to let you guys know about the schema markup. You would want to go to the custom post types that you are currently working with. So for example, in my case, properties, I would want to go through the properties tab and adjust this, because remember, I did ask Google to index the properties. So I do want to go ahead and do, set these options up for my properties. So go through your custom post types if you have any, and then adjust the schema markup for those custom post types if necessary. Now, once you guys finish your on-page SEO for either your pages or your post, you guys can use the Google Rich Result Test to see if your page supports rich results. So what I'm going to do here is just give you guys a quick example. I'm going to copy my, my domain, go to Google, and I'll go ahead and test this URL to see if this supports rich results. Now, I'll put this page in the description of this video so you guys can test out your website. So once you guys enter your link, you'll go ahead and click on Test URL. And this might take like about a minute or two. All right, so you guys can see that my page is eligible. Now, if you guys do get errors, don't panic. There are some small errors sometimes. I've gotten errors on my websites. They're just very small fixes, but you can see that this page is eligible for the rich results in Google. Now, the next module is the video sitemap. So let's click on Settings. So next we have video sitemaps, and video sitemaps give search engines more information about the video content on your website. This is the actual sitemap, and all you need to do is just copy that, go back to your Google Search Console, and then paste it in there. Except just make sure that you get rid of that and then submit it. All right, so now we have successfully added the video sitemap. Now for the video post types, I'm going to select post, pages, and properties, because I do have some videos on my properties that I want indexed, and hopefully they display in a featured snippet on Google. So once you guys select the video post types and insert your sitemap onto your Google Search Console, just go ahead and scroll to the bottom here and click on Save Changes. All right, and the last section we need to do is the WooCommerce products. Now, to have this option available, you guys will need to have WooCommerce enabled. Once you guys have WooCommerce enabled, we can go ahead and jump to our products, right? So let's go to WooCommerce, products. Yeah, there we go, products and all products. And then I'll go ahead and just click on my product here. All right, and here is my demo product. Now, what I'm gonna do here is scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then you'll see a new tab that says Rankmath SEO. From here, we can go ahead and adjust the product for the Google search results. So let's click on Edit Snippet. Now, this is a demo product, but let's just say, for example, I'm selling a real product. Now, we can display the demo product as the current title of the product. However, you can always give it a special name. So for example, this will be Real Estate Product. Now, this is only if you don't want it displayed as the default name that you created for it. This is the permalink, and then also the description of this. So you can give this a more rich, description of your product. But I'm just going to leave this blank, but I'm just giving you an example of how you can, add in description for your product. Then over here, we have the social tab, and this will display it in Facebook in this specific style. It just gives you a good little preview of how it looks in Facebook and also how it looks in Twitter. Now, this is if someone shares your product. So you'll see that this looks pretty cool. Now, you can go ahead and also adjust this specifically for Facebook. You can change the image and also the title and the description. However, I think you should probably just keep it consistent, right? I mean, if you have like one product with 3 different names on 3 different networks, that just really wouldn't make a lot of sense, right? So don't get too crazy with it. But with the Rankmath Pro option, you do now have the ability to kind of change the descriptions for your products for the search results. I'm gonna go ahead and click on close here. So now you'll see that the product displays as the real estate product instead of the demo product. So you do have a little bit more control over your products in regards to the Google search results. Now let's go ahead and click on advanced here. Now you just want to make sure that this is under indexed, because if you have this as no index, that means Google will not see this product. So you want to make sure that index is checked. And then these other options are pretty standard. Canonical URL, this is the actual main URL of the product. However, if you have like a sub product, you'd want to go ahead and enter in the main link of your product here. But I only have one link for this product, so I'm going to make sure that I just leave that standard. You can also redirect this link. So for example, for the destination URL, let's say, for example, this product sells out or this house rents out. I can go ahead and redirect them to this house or this product, I guess, and you would just go ahead and insert that link there, and then they would be redirected to this specific page instead of the current product. All right, so the redirect option is pretty cool, but I'm going to just turn that off, and then we'll scroll up and then click on update. So now that we talked about the on-page SEO for the WooCommerce products, now let's talk about the options for WooCommerce under the general settings. So if you guys go to Rankmath, general settings, and then go to WooCommerce, you guys will get more additional settings for WooCommerce, and these are actually pretty important. Now the first option is removing the base and category base. So for example, if you guys have products here, you see how we have this link for product, we can actually take that off. Also, if you guys have categories that you just want to, if you just want to hide it or get rid of it, you guys can also do that from these options. So if you want to get rid of the actual product, like the product link or the URL, you'll just click on remove base, and you can also remove the product category base as well if you decide to do that. So I'll just go ahead and remove this and then click on save changes. Here, I'll clear my cache really quick. All right, so now you'll see that the product link has been taken away. So that's what those options are referring to. So these next options, this right here removes the parent URL. So if you had parent and child products, it would also remove the parent URL. And the next is the removing the generator tag. Now they have this checked by default because removing the tag from the source code actually might prevent duplicate content issues. So they have that checked by default. Now this option right here is actually very important, which is the brand. Now let's say, for example, you guys are selling Nike or you're selling a very popular brand. You'd want to select product type. However, if you guys are selling your own personal brand, you guys need to change this. So over here under the brand, we'll select custom. So let's say, for example, I'm selling Daryl Wilson shoes, right? I would want to put the brand of Daryl Wilson. However, if you had products selling Nike, selling Toshiba, selling Asus, selling a bunch of different electronics, then you would want to change this to product type, because product type is referring to the actual name of the product. So let's say, for example, this was Nike shoes, then this would index by Nike shoes. If you were selling Asus laptops, then this would index by Asus laptops. It would index by the brand. However, if you guys change this to custom and you're selling your own personal brand, then you would be indexed by your brand name and not Nike or not Asus. So this is actually crucial if you guys are selling your own personal brand name products. Next, we have the global identifier. Now, Google just doesn't recommend displaying that in the schema markup, so that's why they have it selected to off. And then here we have no indexed to catalogs that are hidden, of course, right? If you have products that are hidden, you don't want them indexed by Google. So once you guys select those options, just go ahead and click on Save Changes. So these options for WooCommerce are pretty important. Just remember that if you are selling other people's brands, you want to change this to product type. But if you are selling your own personal brand, you want to change that to custom. All right, party people, thank you guys a lot for watching my video. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. All right, party people, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any questions about Rankmath or Rankmath Pro, let me know in the comments below. If you're gonna ask me, should I upgrade to Rankmath Pro? I would definitely say yes, because think about it, for like 60 bucks for the whole year to get that nice schema markup on your site, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Daryl Wilson, and I will see all of you party people in the next video, guys. Take care.